I've been thinking about the best section I can start with for you. Yeah, but anyway, if I can start, do you know any successful person? Someone? Any successful person you know of? Yes, darling.
The HM of Kabuwoko Sec.
Oh, you should clap. Okay, that's good because you are observing somebody who is in your area. Is there anybody else who has somebody whom they know they are successful but a bit distant?
The successful person I know, he's called Professor Anselko. He's in Hague, Switzerland. Was a student at Kabuwoko Sec School Primary.
Ooh, that's great. How did you get to know him?
How did I get to know him? It's a good question. I knew him at the church. He prays at Navinene SDA church because her ancestral village is there. He used to come to Uganda every December. And he is a friend to my church.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Wow. What's your name? Sorry.
What's your name?
I'm called Sefma Edrin. Edrin Senfuma.
Senfuma Adrian. Oh, wow. I love that. Ooh. So from there, I'm just going to ask a simple question. What is success to you? Adrian, let's just start with you because you have a beautiful story. When you hear success, what comes to your mind?
Well, let me give you an example on that I've told you. That person was coming from a poor family. That's why even the school he went to learn through was Kabuwoko Church of Uganda Primary School. By the
Edwin, continue.
by the grace of God, God helped him to go and start working, and he became rich. Oh, he's not rich. Sometimes he and stay in the state house. He has that right. About success, for me, I think, is to come from down and you go up. Is to go and achieve. I think to achieve your goal.
Oh yeah, that's great. You should clap for Adrian. Successful. Another definition? How would you define a successful person or success?
For me, what I know is that success is the achievement of goals.
Yeah, close to his. As somebody who has something different from those two. Oh, there. Okay, I'll just have to run. You wanna run? I run. You wanna run? You think you can you be faster than me? I can be faster than you, I think. There you go.
I think success is achieving your target.
Your target. Yeah, same as your goal, right? Anybody having something different from that? Sorry. I think I'll have two more and then we proceed. You look so smart. Are you prefect? Information prefect.
Yes.
What information do you bring to us?
Bring everything around the school and inside the school.
Everything outside and inside the school. Interesting. Could you go on, please?
So, according to me, being successful is the attainment of the superlative format of an achievement of a goal.
Yeah, good. Thank you. I will have only one more person, and then I tell you what I do think what success is. There you go. Thank you. I was exercising, never mind.
Success is the achievement of goals that one aspires for.
Yes, close to what everybody has said, which is good. All of you, you're right. From my understanding, I would say success doesn't have a specific definition because all of us, we see success differently. If I come from a rich family, I have things that are set aside that I want to achieve in a specific period of time. I achieve them, I can call that as success. And if that's achieved by a person who is coming from a poor family, that can also be called success, right? So it depends on how you say it. For me, success is the freedom that I can have to do things that I love or enjoy with all my heart. Things that make me happy. At the same time, I am paid to do them. That's what I can call success. If you are doing something, if you're going to grow up, you're going to be working different fields. If you get a job, but at that job, your boss is not a good person. They mistreat you, right? And you're not happy, right? But you want the money. Is that success? That's not success. To be successful, you should have that freedom where you don't have to beg somebody for you to be happy. The happiness should be from within you, and that comes in when you're doing things that you do love, things you enjoy doing. Like what I do. I love studying. That's what I can do. Other things, maybe I can do if I pay somebody to do them for me. But in terms of thinking, reading, planning experiments, things like that, I love. And I am paid. Not so much money, but I think I am paid well to do what I love. To me, that's success. To be successful, there are so many tools or factors that come into play. And one of the best tools a person can have, whether rich or poor, is to have education. That's both formal and informal. Some people misunderstand it. Formal education only cannot take you far. You need both. You need to understand how things work, how life works, both in terms of academics and outside in society. That's what you need. And from there, I'm going to be introducing to you who I am. My name is Annette Nakas, and I was born and raised here. Well, in the beginning, we're in Kaule. Anybody coming from Kaule? When I was studying here, I used to come from down there for 6 years. So when I come back to be an MP, don't forget me. I'm lying. I'm not in politics. I'm lying. I'm just saying that I know the area. Yeah. So I went to St. Charles Ranga Primary School, 7 years non-stop. And from there, I came here for 6 years. So senior one, I was in senior one. We had senior one A and senior one B. I was in senior one, this one, I think this was B. Still B, eh? Yeah, I was in senior one B for reasons I never understood. Senior 4, I did sciences. We all do sciences, don't we? There are subjects that are compulsory, and then we choose 3. And then at A level, that's where we specify most, right? There I did BCM. BCM, that's biology, chemistry, and mathematics. And I did some computer on the side. Passing that subject was grace of God. Growing up in a village, I don't even know how a smartphone looks like. And then the government of Uganda brings IT to such students, and they want us to pass it. Is that fair? It would be good if the government would bring separate exams for village schools, but a person who has never seen a computer before, telling them that you're going to study a computer for 1 year and do the UNEB exam for that, that's really scary. Yeah, but that's what I did. So from there, I went to Japan. Do you know Japan? Have you heard about it? What's one thing you know about Japan? Anybody? Yeah, there we go.
What I know about Japan is the source of the most cars. Most of the cars are coming from Japan. They are done by the Japanese.
Ooh, yeah.
For example, Toyota.
Yeah, Toyota. Great. Yeah, Japan, yeah, is known for technology. Not only cars, but computer accessories. Company called Sony, whatever, that's based in Japan. They are very intelligent people, and they do loads of things regarding technology and research. They do a lot of research. Their government invests so much in research. You would be like Japanese people if the government invested so much in research, but we are maybe going there soon. I did my bachelor's. I did biological sciences. I was there for 4 years. And after that, I went to the UK, specifically England, to the in Japan, I went to the University of Tsukuba. It's called TSU, so Tsukuba, that's how you pronounce it. And I speak some Japanese. Anybody who speaks Japanese? Munimba munjibi somewhere. Yeah, so from there, I went to the University of Oxford. Have you heard Oxford before? What do you know about Oxford? Oh dear, you should give a microphone to somebody. Anybody who wants to openly tell us what they know about Oxford University? What do you know about it?
Produces dictionary.
Oh, dictionaries. Oh dear. We have the same mind. Because I can't lie to you, I learned about Oxford University when I was doing my bachelor's degree in Japan. That's when I knew that it's a university. Initially, I thought it's a company that makes dictionaries. You know what's funny? The reason why I thought it was a company that makes dictionaries was when I was in primary 4, I was the best in class. And I got a dictionary as a gift. I don't know why they gave me a dictionary. Oh, I thought they thought my English was so bad that they gave me a dictionary. Because honestly, if you think about it, for those people who do science, which is not the best thing to look into from that angle, I thought when you're doing science, mathematics, biology, chemistry, English is not so important. Anybody who thinks like that? No? Oh yeah, then you're far better than me. I was there thinking that, oh, come on, I'm a sciencer, so English is not so important. But man, it is important. There is no way you're going to understand what they've asked you without understanding English. And that's the reason why I failed GP. You know GP? It was in A level. I failed English here, but I passed biology and mathematics. I got an A. That's what I mean. So I could get that course. So don't play with English. But now I'm good. I can speak English. Do you understand me? Yeah, I'm good. I worked so hard. I'll go there later. Yeah, moving from Oxford Dictionaries. From there, I came back to Uganda. I was a lecturer. You know, lecturer. I was teaching university students at UCU, Uganda Christian University. Have you heard about it? You know what's funny? I never knew that. We have a university called Uganda Christian University. I only knew Makerere. You know the problems of growing up in a village. You are so limited, your brain is here. You see what I mean?
Anyway, at the moment, I am a second year PhD student at the University of Manchester in the UK.
My PhD project is about brain cancer. Kokolo wabuchi, kokolo wabwongo. I'm studying about brain cancer and how people can survive after the treatment. That's what I do. I'm also the founder of Rural Great Minds Scholarships, the scholarships that are awarded to primary pupils in various primary village schools in Uganda, mainly in Chotera or Masaka district. At the moment, we are supporting 2 schools. That's all you need to know, and these awards are offered in categories of academic, sports, leadership, displayed hygiene, and what else? Oh, that's me, basically. And from now, I'll be telling you, based on my experiences, how education, both formal and informal, has pushed me or taken me where I am at the moment.
I will take you through the practices or habits that I think can take you far, but
I would love you to ask me questions. Yeah, that's a good thing. I would have mentioned that earlier. Shame on me. It's not very good for you to be in the sun for long. It's damaging your DNA. And the best thing or the beginning of cancer is DNA damage. If it's damaged and it's not well repaired, that's where cancer starts from. So avoid the sun at all costs. The first thing I can say from my experience is setting goals, both short term and long term. When I was in senior one, I joined here. I went to a very poor school, St. Charles Rang there. And when I joined here, there were students from St. Gemma. St. Gemma here? St. Gemma, Joyce Kabuwoko Boys, Chosimbo Nanya. Some good schools, in the area. Kabuwoko CU. These schools were far, far better than the school I went to. So I was like, wow. When I was young, I used to be very competitive. Things just changed. So I was like, oh, wow. They went to schools better than me. How will I manage this? What I did was to try to divide my goals into two, short-term and long-term. And the short-term goals were become number one or be in the top 5 in class so that you can get a bursary. That's another point that I've noticed. It's very good to set your goals when there is a reward. So we used to get bursaries here. Do you still get bursaries? You get bursaries. That's so good. And my long-term goals, one of them was get a first grade, because I knew if you get a first grade here, you stay here, you get a bursary at A level. So you study for free, senior 5 and senior 6. That's how it used to be. I don't know if it's still the same case here. Same case. Apart from that, is there any other benefits you get?
Members, when you get a distinction in a subject here, I think you are exempted from engaging in some of the work like cleaning. You are given a special treatment. I think that is right. So they look at you as somebody who is having a potential and then intending to achieve a big goal. So there is that service given to you.
Oh,
actually,
wow.
We shall not provide the money for anything you will love, but at least that one.
Oh, okay. That's great. Well, when we were here, everybody who got a first grade got 100,000 Ugandan shillings. And that was offered to us by a teacher called Chimera Godfrey. He was here, he was a teacher and a Doris, and he used to give us 100,000 Ugandan shillings, every student who got first grade at all level. And on top of that, every distinction we could get from every subject, we used to get 10,000 Ugandan shillings. I remember I got about 3 or 4 distinctions, and I also got a first grade. I was the best here at senior 4. So I got that 100K, and then this 10K. So in total, I think I had about 140,000. 10 years ago, that was a lot of money. Things have just changed. Things have just changed, but that was a lot of money. Man, when you have never owned that much money, and then it comes at once, the happiness that can be there. So there was a reward. So I worked so hard towards it. But remember, there is no way you're going to achieve big dreams without having those small goals that can enable you achieve them. There is no way you're going to achieve those big goals or dreams without having strategies on how you're going to achieve them. And you should always know why you are doing something. The next thing that I wanted to say is be determined and focused. There are various challenges we go through. When I was in senior 1 here, I didn't have proper shoes. I remember there were holes in both my shoes. By that time, if you wanna have high quality shoes, I think you have to go to second hand, and that's a bit expensive. I don't know these days, but that's how it used to be. But if you wanna buy in China, they used to be very cheap. I think 10,000. Only one time you have two holes already, and so already I think bent, broken into two pieces. But I had that, and whenever it rained, there was a lot of drama. So we all have challenges, but if you are determined and focused, if you know what you want, you can always achieve it. And believe in yourself. Do not fear things. As you believe in yourself, spend so much time understanding who you are. When I was here, I loved playing at the field more than anything. I can't tell you there is no sport that I never participated in. And when it comes to music, dance, and drama, I participated. I was in Zebra. I don't know if you still have houses. I was in Zebra. So I used to participate in those things, but I had that at the back of my mind. I have to get a first grade. I have to win that 100K and those 10K, shillings from some subjects. So by going to the field, that didn't stop me from working so hard. The challenge that came with that was, whenever I went to the field, I got so tired. So when I got so tired, I missed preps. That was too much for the warden. We had a warden, I don't remember his name. We called him counselor, and he was really tough. So the punishments that I did? Mopping that staff room. I don't know how many times I mopped that staff room. Sometimes we could kneel there for the whole day. That was really painful. And what other punishments? Yeah, we never tag. Only mopping the staff room. Time comes when you're like, I'm fine with mopping the staff room, but I won't wake up. Please don't do that. Some people, they can fail to wake up to study, but during the day, they know what they should do. So if you know that you cannot study during the day, don't miss preps. It's something that's preparing you for the next step of your life. You might get punished and be like, oh, maybe I'm spoiled. Oh, maybe I won't be able to pass because this teacher says this teacher says this. No. No one can determine your success. No one can determine what you're going to do. It's from within you. They contribute to that, but they don't fully determine it. It's you who determines it. I was determined. I knew whether I stay in the dormitory to sleep or not, I will mop the staff room, but still I'll get the first grade. You see what I mean? That is the inner drive that I had. If you don't have your own inner drive, nobody's going to have one for you. So it should start with you. Something with happiness starts with you. The next thing that I wanted to say is help your friends. If you know that you understand the things in class and your neighbors don't understand things at the level you do, because we're all different and every teacher expects that, help your friends. I made friends mainly through discussing for my friends. I don't know why, but there are some subjects that were easy for me, and I could sacrifice my time explaining things to my friends. And because I did that with all my heart, they appreciated. And when you're helping, don't expect anything in return. Help from within. Just know that I'm doing this for my classmates. I'm doing this for my friends. Wish them well. If you have a paper, you have friends from maybe, let me say better schools. I can say Mengo, I can say Chimaya, Masakeses, private schools, right? Your friends might give you some papers. When you come back here, we used to have some students who had a habit. I don't know if that's good or bad, but they used to hide it. They bring a paper, mathematics paper, and they have a group of 2 or 3, and they only have a look at that paper. That's not good. And let me tell you something. There is no one who can close a door that's been opened specifically for you. No matter what. That's why I'm telling you, keep believing no matter what you experience. If somebody has mistreated you, or if somebody has hidden some important information from you, relax and Find ways of getting that information from somewhere else. Find ways of investing in yourself. Find ways of learning. And be flexible. Don't be like, I'm smart, I'm smart, I'm smart. Your idea is wrong. My idea is right. That will never work anywhere. Be flexible. As you're discussing, as the person who is discussing, spend so much time listening to what others are saying. That's how I've learned. Because we are capable of seeing things on only one angle. And then another person can come in and say something from a different angle. If you are not so sure, never say you are wrong. This person is right. The moment I learned that, I can learn from anybody. That's when things changed. And it's always important for you to be challenged. Because if you are challenged, that's when you think out of the box. So as you're discussing, as you are in a group, try to listen carefully to what others are saying. And that goes especially to those in candidate classes and HSC. HSC is slightly complicated or challenging, and discussions help a lot. So if you don't do, you might end up missing out some information. So let me say this. If you want to be happy, find a way of serving others. So if you can, help your friends. In the future, you'll never know where you're going to meet them. This that camera person there at the back. You know that camera person? I didn't introduce him, my bad, so sorry. His name is Michael Waga. Michael was here. I was in senior 3. Michael was in senior 5. So he was 2 classes ahead of me. But Michael was slightly stubborn, so we never got along. I mean, he was the person who would go through singing the fence. He could go to Kabonera. And I was like, oh, this guy is so stubborn. How did I know him? We were both on the prefectorial body. I was the head games and sports prefect. He was the head monitor. And another way I got to know him was he used to teach me mathematics. I was confident, by the way. I had a comfy. Some of you are shy, but if you are shy, sometimes you will not be able to achieve what you want. And if you never ask for what you want, you'll never get it. So I used to go to A-level. You know those A-level guys? They used to be a bit tough. They never allowed anybody from O-level to cross this way. They never allowed that. But I used to go there because I was known by so many people. So that's how I got to know Michael. He taught me, and then we were both on the prefectorial body. And then the last thing was, whenever they read names of those who were best in class, Michael was among them. Most terms, he was the best. So whenever they read me, in senior 3, senior 4 they read somebody, then Michael was also read. So his name got known in the audience. So if I didn't connect to Michael, you think when I come to Uganda, would it be able for me to get somebody who can film me? I would get somebody. But when I explained to him that I'm going to Kabuwoko Secondary School, I'm going to have a speech, I'm going to give this and this and this, he understands exactly what I'm going to do. You see what I mean? But if I get somebody from maybe Mengo, Smack, Chitovu, do you think they'll understand the things that I'm going to say? They don't understand this environment fully, but he understands that. That's why I'm saying, be good to people around you, whether in O-level or A-level, because you never know where life will take you. Life is extremely unpredictable. The next thing that I would love to say is spend so much time equipping yourself with various skills. You know why? Well, we might not have resources, but there are various things that you can do to become better. Number 1, learn how to read and write. Write formally. When I finished my A-level, well, I told you. I failed GP, so I didn't know how to write. But I'll come back to that later. When I finished my A-level, I had to write an email to the university. I didn't know what to do. Is there anybody who knows how to write an email? You know how to write an email? Some of you know, some of you don't. Spend time learning those few things. where we are going, it's a lot of writing, communicating by phone. The reason why I'm saying that is the way you communicate to your parents or friends on WhatsApp is not the same way you're going to talk to various people at various offices. You have to write formal emails. But can you imagine a person finishing senior 6 not knowing how to write a formal email to a person? You know how ashaming that can be? That's very simple. You don't have to wait for a teacher to teach you how to do that. Learn how to use smartphones. Don't just go. Do you have smartphones, by the way? Some of you have, some of you don't. But for those who have, spend time learning various skills. How to make videos, how to edit videos. Those skills will help you. Learn how to write essays. Because if you're going to university, we have a system that doesn't really help us so much, because when you finish high school, they based on the points, they give you a university. But in other countries, they ask you to write essays, reasons why you want to study that subject. I had to write that. For a person who failed the GP. You think that was easy for me? It was like a punishment, man. Because I didn't know how to structure an essay.
So, learn a variety of things, and something you should be very familiar with is
Technology. Anybody knows what AI is?
That is artificial intelligence.
Great. Thank you for that. What is artificial intelligence according to you?
So artificial intelligence, that is something that comes when it is not nature in yourself, and you become intelligent when it is artificially.
Artificially made. It's not the intelligence that we have from within. It's made, right? Thank you so much. What's your name?
James Mwesigwa Senkabirwa.
James, thank you so much for that. Most of the things, everything has been computerized. That's why I'm saying spend some time learning how to use computers and smartphones. Another reason for that is you do not have to be successful through your field. You can become successful by learning how to use a smartphone. If you see success in terms of having happiness and money, a smartphone can take you there. You can be content creator and you can make some good money with that. You can be a drama queen or a drama king. That's being an actor or an actress, right? And that can make you a lot of money. Do you know Tenge Tenge? You know Tenge Tenge? That boy who has really big eyes and he's so dramatic. I love him so much. So Tenge Tenge right now, I think he's in an orphanage. But Tenge Tenge at the moment is international. I think Tenge Tenge is 10 years old. Within a few years, if he gets a good management, he will be richer than me and richer than most of your teachers here. Not all of you are going to be successful through academia. That's not how it works. You spend so much time learning who you are and use technology to see how best you can do things that you can do best. Things that you enjoy. There are things that are not for me. I cannot do everything. Do you agree? There is no one person who can be in sciences, then in arts, then here, then here. There is that specialization. You are talented in your own way. All of you, you have a talent. You just don't know your ability. The next thing is, yes, you do have the ability to become whatever you want, but that's determined by what you surround yourself with. If all your friends are negative people, they're not dreamers. It's 95 or 99% gonna become like that. So surround yourself with people who empower you, people who are not jealous of you, people who can say good things about you. They find you and say, oh, Annette, you're really good at this. They don't feel bad by telling you good things about you. Be with people who can say, oh, you need help with this. If you have friends who are the best in classes, right? But they can't even help you understand mathematics. They can't help you to understand history. They can't help you to understand the basic concepts of biology. Do you think those are really your friends? You should have friends who are helping you to become better. But this is a two-way thing. You should also be willing to learn be willing to be taught. Should be willing to learn and relearn from others. And the next thing that I can say is be determined and have it in mind. You know, I don't know why, but there is that drive that I have within me that I want to do this, I'm going to do it. Have it in mind that I want to be seen. I want to be watched. I want to be paid for what I do. I want to enjoy what I do. Those are the 4 things that I stand on. So when I was here in senior 1, I never knew that I'm going to stand here before you to say all these things. But I'm here. You were listening to me. You were watching me. That video or documentary is going to go on YouTube. I have 60,000 subscribers. 60,000 people. How many are you here? Around 1,000, right? I have 60,000 people on my YouTube channel. That is 6 times the people here. So I told myself, I need to be watched. When I speak, they will listen. And the number of people who are subscribing to the channel is just increasing. So that's the inner drive we should have. Nobody is going to force me to do things that I love. Nobody. It's from within me. The next thing is, no matter how powerful you are, no matter how big you are, you can never change what happened in the past. You know why some people fail and never go back up? They get challenges and they get stuck in those challenges. If things have happened in the past, let them be. Spend so much time improving on yourself every single day. You think I don't have challenges? Do you think I don't have challenges? I do have challenges. You think I've never done stupid things before? I've done so many stupid things before. But whatever has happened in the past, I have taken a step back. I have taken time to reflect on what's happened. And I've learned something from it. And I have always made sure that what I have done as a mistake in the past, I try my best not to repeat it. I don't say I'll never do this. Because we are humans. We all make mistakes. But I tell myself, Annette, this has happened. This is not good. I reflect on it. I learn what has caused it. What can I learn from this? And then I move on. I don't go back to the past. Otherwise, you're going to be sad for the rest of your life. But if you are an achiever, if you're a dreamer, you have to keep going. You have to keep looking at your dream. And even if you're trying to do something and things fail, or you make stupid mistakes and things fail, that should not change your dream or goal. Just have to change the strategy. You see what I mean? If you want to take this route and doesn't work out, take another route. There is no single route to success. There's no single route. Whatever you want, you can do. Let me tell you something. When I was doing my A level here, you know, when you grow up in a village, you know mainly 2 fields. You know, engineering and doctor, right? So after getting that exposure, I know you can be in various fields. You can be an academic. I never knew that being an academic is a title or it's a role. But now I know. I wanted to be a medical doctor, but I got 14 points out of 20. That was 2014, yeah. I got 14 points out of 20. And the thing is, I didn't get on government for medicine because those points are really low. But I got education to go to Kabale. And then my friend Mark was a goalkeeper. And being the head games and sports prefect, I was friendly to almost everybody, mainly the bowlers, boys and girls. So the father to Mark had an organization in Michana. That's how I got connected and got a scholarship to Japan. That's why I say, when you meet people, be kind to them, because you don't know where you're going to end up. You don't know how you're going to reach where you reach. So going there, I did biology. I didn't do medicine. And then I realized that actually I don't want to do medicine anymore. I want to be successful. I want to be happy. I want to be able to eat rice and bread every time. You know, when you grow up in a village, you want to be able to eat, when you grow up and make money, you want to be able to eat rice and bread. At least for me, I wanted to be able to eat rice and bread every day. Because those are the things that I didn't eat frequently when I was growing up. That's what I mean. So when I was doing my bachelor's in biology, I was like, no, wait, I don't need a medicine to be happy. And then I was checking on salaries for medical doctors in Uganda. I was like, well, after all, the money is so low, so I can do something else. So I got attracted to biology, and now I'm a fully biologist, and I love what I do. I earn some good money, and that makes me happy. And if I want to do medicine, I can do because I have the capacity. You see what I mean? I can pay for myself to do medicine. Here, mainly here in Uganda, that's what I can afford. But I can also look for scholarships and apply to do medicine if I want to. You see what I mean? If things don't work out, do not change the dream, change the strategy. Whatever comes, find a way of using it to go for what you want. And you never know, your passion might change. But as long as you truly love it, you have the ability to stick to it. And then the next thing is, there is no success without failure. One example, you know my score for biology here, A level. Do you know what I got? Can you guess? E, close to that. I got a D. For those who are in A level, you know what I mean, right? I got a D in biology. But when I applied for bachelor's, I applied for biology because that's what I loved. In the interview, they asked me, why are you applying for biology when you have a poor grade here in national exams? I told them, I've been doing so many things, leadership, head games and sports prefect and all that. So despite the fact that I have a poor grade, that's my passion. That's what I want. That's the confidence that I developed over the years when I was here. And they accepted, and now I can do biology, and that's something that I understand so much. I do mathematics because it's simple for me. And all my grades, not bragging, I have A or A pluses in all my mathematics classes. But I love biology the most. So there is always failure. I also failed. In a GPA, I got 7. That's a fail. But I joined Oxford University without those English exams. I got a distinction. That is the best grade you can get from the university. I'm at Manchester now doing everything in English. I wanted to better myself in English. So I spent some time learning English. It didn't come by magic. I invested time in it to become better. Because I wanted to become better. When you were in the interviews, there are some people who saw my grades. You know, in Uganda, when you fail a subject, they laugh at you, which is not the best thing, honestly. But I was like, well, you laugh, I'll become better at English. And I became better. If you want to learn something, there will be always a person who will help you to learn it. But if you don't want to learn something, nobody's going to force you. The last thing that I can say is your energy will never be wasted. If you invest your energy on something, whether it works out today or not, your energy will never be wasted. And that's connected to something that I'll say, you have very limited control over your life. You will fight for what you want, but you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen to you tomorrow. You might think you are the best today, and tomorrow you are on the hospital bed. You see what I mean? You might think you are the best today. Tomorrow you are Kasasiro. Things happen in life. You are still young, but things happen in life. So always pray, always be humble, and always hold yourself with a lot of value, with dignity. But that comes with a lot of investment. And lastly, never give up. No matter what, never give up. I've told you so many subjects that I failed, so many things have gone wrong, but still, I stick to it. I'm waiting for questions from you.
Okay. I want to thank you for the opportunity granted to me. Okay, my question was that I've heard that you have passed through all some of the institutions, but are you government aided or you have someone behind, like those whites? Is your dad Ham, Chirumira, Sudil? Okay.
You joke a lot. That's a very good question. Thank you so much. Like I told you, come from a poor family. I came here on a bicycle, but I'm glad now that I can board a plane. What I can say in simple terms, it's scholarships. And those scholarships are from mainly abroad, not the government of Uganda. When I went for my bachelor's degree, when I got that scholarship to go to Japan, I was like, what's my next thing? By the way, that's a very good question, because this links into something that I had left out. Always know what's next. That's very important. After senior 4, what's next? If you don't have enough resources home,
Or if you're coming from a family that cannot start a business for you, my dear, value education, focus on it, and always think what's next after this. Do not play with your education.
then I got another scholarship. I applied. It's called Commonwealth Scholarship. It's very common here in Uganda. I got that scholarship. I joined Oxford University. So after that, I applied to do a PhD at the same university. I got into Oxford University, but I did not get funding. That was the first failure in terms of academic ladder. I didn't get funding. And not getting funding, I felt bad. I was like, well, what can I do? So I had to come back to Uganda. Coming back to Uganda, I was connected to somebody called Dr. Kotino Alex. And he connected me to UCU, importance of connections. He connected me to UCU, Uganda Christian University, Medical School, there in Imengo. That's how I met Dr. Luaga, sorry, Dr. Luaga, and that's how I joined as a lecturer. And then from there, I was like, I'm here in Uganda for 1 year. I must apply to do a PhD again, and I want to go back to the UK, and it must be fully funded. I got my computer, started searching universities that offer PhDs, fully funded projects. I searched, and then after, I landed on Manchester University. There's a project I landed on, and that was fully funded. So I was here in Uganda, I applied for it. Staying in Uganda was a bit challenging. Why? Because I was abroad, and I was, getting some good money here in Uganda. Despite being a lecturer, I was paying little money, so that really challenged. So when you're getting this much, and then you start earning this much, you start overthinking. No, I need to leave Uganda as soon as possible. I need to do this, But I was like, something right for me will come at the right time. Let me work for it. Let me look for it. That also taught me something. If something is not for you, it will not be for you. Don't rush. Don't force things, Let things flow naturally. Work so hard for them, but let them flow naturally. You might want to make so much money at a young age, and then you die after getting it. Have you heard those stories before? Where somebody is trying so hard to become rich at a very fast rate, and then they end up dying soon. So let things flow naturally, but fight so hard to get them. So when I funded a project by the University of Manchester and Cancer Research UK in the United Kingdom, I went in 2022, and they're funding my PhD for 4 years. So I'll be graduating in 2026. Have I answered your question? Oh, perfect. Any other questions?
Yes.
Somebody?
She was not audible, but her question was, who inspires you?
That's so good. It's always good to have somebody who inspires you.
Well, this might sound strange, but honestly, I do not have one person that inspires me, but rather a variety of them from various fields. I am inspired by people who have genuine passion for what they do. Honestly, that attracts me to them, and I'm like, wow, this person really loves what they do. It's amazing. It's attractive. I am inspired by great women and men who are in science, who have done or contributed so much to science despite the challenges they face. I am inspired by people who have achieved it all but still give back to their communities, with all their hearts. For example, this guy, the Senegalese footballer Sadio Mane, who provides stipends to all people in his community and the neighborhood. That's incredible. I am inspired by people who are not only kind and empathetic to people around them, but also people who are distant. I am inspired by people who support others genuinely. My my family members and people who don't know me genuinely supporting me on YouTube and the work that I do. That's inspiration. I am inspired by people who have achieved it all, but still they remain kind, grounded, and humble. I am inspired by my supervisors or my bosses who are challenged, by the workload and still have families, but on top of that, they still keep a smile and positivity whenever they meet you. To me, that's inspiration. I love the resiliency. I am inspired by students who are in limited resource settings, but they are trying their best to achieve whatever they want to achieve, despite the challenges. I am inspired by people who survive wars, people who survive domestic violence, and all sorts of things that are happening around the world. I am inspired by people who are calm, gentle, patient, and those who are open-minded, people who are flexible in their thinking, people who are not judgmental, people who are willing to learn from others. That's attractive to me. So I really get inspired by various characters of people. That's what I can say.
Somebody had a question here. You can have a few more.
Yeah, thank you, madam. For me, I wish to know the signs and symptoms of cancer.
Signs and symptoms of cancer. Well, thank you for asking that. What I can say is various cancers will have various symptoms. I am not a medical doctor, though I do research. I'm a researcher on brain cancer. I do not treat patients, but I know what cancer is. For cancer, the easiest thing you can see is a tumor. When somebody gets a chizimba, you know chizimba? A chizimba is a tumor in English. It keeps increasing. It might hurt, it might not hurt, but if somebody has a chizimba, for some cases, it might not be cancer, but we have to agree. Yeah, those things are there, by the way. Don't take them for granted. That's why you have to be careful when you're going through life. Sometimes it's not cancer. So when somebody with a tumor, don't say, oh, they have cancer. No. It has to be diagnosed in the hospital. Like I told you, not every tumor is cancerous. It will become cancerous if it keeps on mutating and then it spreads from one part of the body to another part of the body. All the signs of cancer can represent signs of another disease. For example, if you get typhoid, the signs and symptoms you might get, they might resemble that of malaria. You might get a fever and all that. But until you go to the hospital and you get tested, they get blood and they check if you have malaria parasites or typhoid. That's when they can confirm that it's malaria or what? Or typhoid. But apart from seeing that tumor or chizimba, or losing some weight or something like that, it's very hard for you to know, oh, this is cancer. The only way you can confirm that somebody or a patient has cancer is by taking a biopsy. You know biopsy? A biopsy kekanyama. A tissue. So they get a tissue out of that tumor, out of that chizimba. They slice it on a microtome. They slice it neberanga buleria. Wanyo buleria, it's like a can't copy inze. Kamera very thin. You put it through some reagents, and then they check, they compare how the normal cells look like and how cancer cells look like. If these ones look abnormal, if they look different from the normal cells, they always have the normal cells and normal tissue to compare. Then that's how they can confirm that you do have cancer. Without that, nobody can say that you do have cancer. It's only doctor who has diagnosed you histologically to confirm that you have cancer. Have I answered you?
Thank you very much, Professor Annette. I recognize your presence. My name is Milo Vincent.
Thank you.
And I'm so interested in your speech. I've been so interested.
Thank
because
you.
you say that you were a prefect, and I too am a prefect.
That's great.
Many people, or many students, don't want to become prefects, saying that prefectship is not of help at any time in studies. But my question to you is, has prefectship helped you at any point M, at any time T, in your studies? And the last question is, you said that just 28 years. And I'm right now 20. So how can I make sure that I also become a professor within the 8 remaining months? Sorry, years. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. First of all, I'm not a professor, not yet there. It's a long journey. Yeah, I'm just a PhD student.
Well, to answer your question, yes, definitely being a prefect added much value to my CV because that's leadership. And if you want to balance your education and your leadership roles, it's about planning.
I used to revise for the exams that were the last 3 weeks before. That's how I used to do it. I could manage my time well, and I made sure that I participate fully in this body. And when you write your CV, you know what a CV is? Curriculum what? Curriculum vitae. When you are writing your CV, those who are offering scholarships, they are going to look, what have you done for others? How have you served? When I come to Uganda, I visit various schools, and I'm paid for that, by the way. Every school, whenever I come to Uganda, in most cases, I am booked to give speeches. And on my CV, I say, when I go to Uganda, I give speeches here, here, and here. Don't underestimate that. That is time. So I put that on my CV. Sharing knowledge or life experiences, that is serving the community. That's kind of giving back. Is what I mean. So I add that to my CV. So in Uganda, they might not understand its importance for those who don't know it. But when I'm applying for scholarships abroad, that is the first thing they look for. I am serving. I'm offering scholarships to primary pupils in Uganda. That's on my CV. So if somebody is offering funding to me, they know. When they offer help to me, the help does not stop on me. I get the stipend and I use some of that money to help others. That's leadership. So you can do both, and that's the best thing you can do, because some scholarships, they focus so much on your leadership than your grades. Even if your grades, they're on average, if you're strong in leadership, you can get scholarships. There are so many people who don't have first-class degrees, but they have gotten Commonwealth scholarships because of leadership. They were guild presidents, they were on various committees at the university. So do not underestimate leadership. However, spend so much time understanding your strengths and weaknesses. If you know that you cannot do both, focus on your academics. So if I'm to say, there are some people who don't have to read so much, who are naturally good or intelligent. You see what I mean? That if they are going to understand this concept, it will take them only 1 hour. Then for you, it will take you a full day. We are different. So spend so much time understanding your ability to do things, and then manage your time accordingly. In terms of age, how you can manage to achieve this at a young age, my dear, I don't know what I can say. I can't lie. I'm just grateful. I consider myself so lucky because I'm sure we're here, we're over 700 people, and not everybody has achieved what I've achieved at my age. But what I've noticed is, if you are kind to yourself and to others, if you help others, there's a way you get blessings. And if you work so hard, combined with persistence, not living in the past, being determined, having good friends around you, there is a way it helps you to achieve what you want. That's what I can say. But there is one thing I have to say. Do not miss opportunities. If you want A, you don't get A. They give you B. Find a way of using B to get A. And you never know. You might go to B and be like, oh, I now see things differently. I would love to do this instead. So always do not miss opportunities. And if they come, you should be ready for them. Don't be like, oh, I'm lucky they'll come for me. No. I had the grades. I had some bit of leadership. And as I've grown, I've put so much effort in both academics and leadership. And get networks. Yeah. Get to know some people. When I say networks, it doesn't mean that every person you meet, they are going to accept you and be talking to you all the time. Some people are extremely busy, and some people are not willing to share information. Keep disturbing them. responding kiri awo, keep up with those who are willing to help you. That's what I can say. Let's wrap up. There is one girl there. Let's be quick. Go on.
Thank you, madam. My question to you is, why do the albinos, Namagoi, why do they rajizina kansa okungulu?
Kansa okulu susu. Yeah, thank you so much for asking that. I'll just go straight out to the point. If you look at us, what's this pigment? You know the pigment that makes this color? What is it called? Now this is the epidermis, right? What makes it look like this? Melanin. Thank you so much. We have melanin that is produced and it protects us from damage from the sun. Erojja kwesanga nti abantu abasinga abava owali omusana perekecha bagenda kubeera baddugavu nnyo. Have you noticed that? Because they must be protected. It's nature. It's natural. They must be protected from what? From rays from the sun. There's UVA, UVB, UVC. Those are damaging to your skin. Sometimes skin we don't get skin burns. Now again, there's abazungu abo. Tibana munja ali abaino wabwe type yabwe. Now bagendereza abafuka ba pink. Babudira sunburn. Kati fe mukama yatuwa we have melanin atuyamba konti ne tuba musana. It's too intense, but you don't get sun. You get sunburn, but you don't. It's not obvious. So Banamagoye, they do not have. There are mutations in those genes where they do not produce enough melanin in their skin, sadly. And if you don't have enough melanin that can protect you, that can cover you, what's going to happen? The sun is going to damage the DNA in the cells. And if there is damage, that's how cancer starts. Like I told you, cancer starts when there is mutations in the DNA, the mutations that are not repaired. Have I answered your question? Yeah. Anybody who has a last burning question before we go for lunch? Okay, I'll just...
Okay, thank you. I'm not having a question, but I would like to take this opportunity to thank our madam for a good message that she has delivered unto us.
Thank you so much. In case of anything, just ask me questions whenever you meet me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Annette, for this wonderful session. I believe we've learned a lot as students. We have been inspired, and we're going to work harder and smarter to get to her level and even higher. At this moment, may I request the Assistant Head Boy. Assistant Head Boy Mukisa, come and pass a vote of thanks to our speaker. And it is going to be our last segment. After, we shall pray for our lunch and enjoy the moments that will come thereafter.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity that has been given to me. I would like to take this opportunity also to thank Madam Annette for the wonderful speech, because I'm glad. He said the senior one is stream B. I was also in stream B. She was from Zebra House. I'm also in Zebra. So I am grateful for that, and I think I've learned a lot from her. So this speech she has given will enable us to achieve. So as we also have enthusiastic life, because that's why we are here. So we also thank the administration for preparing something like this to us, because we really need this. And we have learned a lot and a lot of lessons. The first lesson you've learned, when you gain something, make sure you give back. The knowledge you have got, at least try to give back. That is one of the lessons me myself have learned. And I hope you've also got that and a lot of lessons. So thank you very much, Madam Annette, for such a wonderful speech. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy.
Thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
Thank you so much, Assistant Head Boy. That is what we do after a major session. Thank you so much, Madam Annette, for the wonderful session.
Thank you for having me.
Dear students, like I said, we are still having Madam Annette with us. Right from this congregation, we are going straight to the kitchen to have our lunch. And when you're done with your lunch, you'll move straight to the playground. I've already notified some players. The other netball team, we should have senior ones and newcomers that are good at netball. You stand somewhere, we give you the jerseys that you're going to use for that session. We want smart and clean sports. Thank you so much.